Okay, didn't have the mic. For some reason found in OBS, so wait for the live stream to confirm I can hear. Oh, that gets really weirdly fractal. If the Okay, didn't have the mic. For some reason found in OBS, so wait for the live stream to confirm I can hear. Okay, so I said I wanted to do these on Friday. Yesterday ended up not working out, but just doing it now more of a kind of early afternoonish. Oh, it's 3 p.m. so afternoon. But gonna be doing kind of the same bit of a thing. Got GoFundMe open. Gonna make some donations on there. Gonna maybe go for 90 minutes, 2 hours. And let's see. Let's start things off. Let's get the first donation in. And as always, I don't have too much of a plan. Trying to getting things set up, getting things like set up and rolling to make these streams and make this whole concept more fleshed out and like a serious, legit thing. But that takes time, and we can still just do the weekly stream even while it's happening. But so we got GoFundMe open right here. Let's see. I wanna searching for a specific term. Let's pick. Let's see our categories. And let's see what financial emergency looks like. Let's see. 100 million raised per year. Okay, well now I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start talking mad smack about all the billionaires and how unhelpful they're being in regards to this. Let's see. So here's our. Which I don't know if there's a way to just see like a raw list or something. Because let's see. Let's see. One of our top ones here. It's got a fairly modest goal. Here to raising it. So let's see. Stephen Bass was in a very unfortunate accident at work as a lineman, resulting in severe injuries, including loss of a limb. It's a long road ahead of him, and we want to make that road a little easier by helping with some of his bills. If you have anything to help this awesome guy out, we know he would be so grateful. He's the type of guy that would help anyone out, so let's do our part to help him during this difficult time. Well, yeah, injured and down a limb now. That's rough. So let's. Okay, I think I still have it that I'm just using my own personal credit card to do these, so I gotta move it off stream or move it onto my other monitor for a minute because it's gonna be all my real credit card info filling in, and that does not need to be on a live stream. But I mean, I guess it's just the way I'm doing this. It's just my own money. I have a full-time job. I got like a full-time office job. 40-hour a week. I mean, it's like it's salary, so. So the 40 hours give or take. So it's like I mean I've just got time, and I'm I don't. This guy definitely could use this $50 more than I could, so why not? And let's see. So something I wanted to start doing too, because I see I have a Facebook tab open. I want to start actually. Because it'd be good to. I'm gonna do the Facebook. Post to Facebook for the GoFundMe to. That way it's like easy to find and just it gets the word out. And I don't even want to really post a comment, but I will just post it to my feed. Okay. That works that way. And there we go. There we go. Got the anonymous $50 there. My donation. So we got our first one done. Let's see. Sometimes it's hard to choose. There's a, basically limitless amount of things that I could talk about, but I want to, don't just want to ramble about my own personal interests and hobbies. We want to have some political, have some improving the world, societal focus to the things I'm saying, at least somewhat. I may start playing a game at some point. We'll see, but trying to. Because let's see. I mean, something. Yeah, it's hard to pick down a specific content, and I know I'm making this stuff to, communicate with whoever comes by and happens to see this, whether it's live or later. Because I mean, I don't care if someone watches it as a VOD. It's whatever. I watch plenty of VODs. I don't watch a lot of stuff live. How do you watch different streamers live if they're live at the same time, right? All right, you go watch the VOD later. But yeah, I mean, living in America, stuff's stuff's wild over here. It's just all over the place in America. It's just everything and nothing all at once, and it can be really friggin' confusing. Or just trying to actually get people on the side of like good ideas. It's such a huge topic. It's hard to even be. It's like where do you even start? I mean, billionaire funded think tanks and political campaigns, a whole generation of people who seem to just absorb info from TV without like critically evaluating it. And that's I'm not talking about youth there. I'm talking about the old people. It's the old people who just sit in front of Fox News for 6 hours a day and think they're doing something. And I mean that's a whole 1,000 hour worth topic to just talk about the propaganda effects of Fox News. I don't. These are things I think about, things I have thoughts on. I've done a lot of thinking. I try to share the results of my thinking because thinking's great, but thinking has to inform action. Thinking on its own, it's like gas in a car tank. The gas is only good when you're actually driving the car somewhere. Just putting more and more gas in the fuel tank doesn't actually get anything done. It's when you drive the car that you get things done. So I try to, something like this, doing the stream where I'm sharing my thoughts and hoping to influence people or give insights. That's, a productive use of thoughts. I mean, it can be anything. I mean, just talking to friends, talking to family. I got my partners in a like political group where they do work with people and they talk and work with those people, and their group works and interacts with other groups and people and like communities that need and stuff. So it's you do matter. I think the individual and the things you do, you can matter and have an impact, and it's if it makes things better, that seems pretty good. doing a kind of stream is just I mean, doing the online content at all is just a, it's another avenue to share your thoughts. Try to make some prescriptions. But let's pick a focus. I guess I'll start with a little bit about me. 'Cause maybe that helps to know where I'm coming from because I'm just one person. I've got my own lenses. I've got my biases. The one thing I'll say is I do make an effort to try to be aware of my biases. I've I've noticed just many instances, say in online conversations, where people seem to be getting led astray or misinterpreting others because of their biases. And that's very annoying. And this is like even beyond a political thing. This is just a human thing. Two people can be. I'll pull up. What's the? It's a particular tweet that if you Twitter's kind of a cruddy website. I don't inherently recommend anyone use it. I just use it because I can have fun there. But it's like it. The other day I was getting real fucking annoyed on Twitter, and it's like, that's fuck this website. Then it's not a good website. I just sometimes have fun. It's like fast food, where it's just sometimes that's you don't want to make it a regular thing. But find that one tweet, so you hate waffles. What's that tweet? Let's go to images. Yeah, okay, it's this tweet. If you're ever on Twitter, let's get over there so you can see it. Just Twitter, the only place where well-articulated sentences still get misinterpreted. You can say, "I like pancakes," and somebody will say, "So you hate waffles?" No, bitch. That's a whole new sentence. What the fuck is you talking about? And I mean, I think this extends to well beyond Twitter. Definitely, the more contentious the topic of a conversation is, and it's hard because it can be tricky because I think it's like people do this unintentionally, but I also think that like intentions aren't just it's not just a binary on or off thing where it's like, oh, this person is being disingenuous because they mean to be disingenuous. It's like there's some kind of a sliding scale where just sometimes someone's just in a bad mood and they were already primed from something else they were looking at, so then they see the one thing, whatever it is, and they get kind of pissy at that. But then it's like 10 minutes later, if you sat them down and talked to them about it, they could accept that they might have been, but like that they might have been like a bit biased or firing from the hip too quickly. But then it's like in that moment they still did it, and then the other person who ends up say it's just tweets responding to each other, then the other person reads that and then they're like, where the hell did that come from? Because like they don't know what that other person's going for. They have their own biases where it might be, oh, this is another one of these, and it fits some sort of pattern of like crap they've seen before, but the other person might not have even meant it that way. And you can see so many wires that just get crossed in communication. And definitely I'd say probably one of the it's not original to criticize Twitter. I mean, from a making society better standpoint, the site is definitely a mixed bag as a service. I'm not going to say that like it's 100% bad. Twitter shouldn't exist because I think there's definitely good stuff that happens on Twitter, and people can use Twitter in good way. But it's also just Twitter. It's the capitalism problem that Twitter is designed to maximize engagement. That's usually a thing of social media, and the reason they maximize engagement is because that's generally defined as the time a user spends actively participating in some way on the site. And if the website's free to use and therefore funded by advertising, then higher engagement has like a pretty direct correlation to higher ad revenue and ad viewing and ad clicking, and the ads are worth more money then, so the company can charge and get more money from the other companies that want to put the advertisements on, because that's advertising basics. That's not a unique to Twitter thing. But then that, then it's in terms of, in the way that fast food can be very addicting while not being particularly healthy, it's the same kind of thing. Twitter, you can find good stuff on there, but the whole nature of the site is very, very chaotic. It's just anyone at any can just be jumping onto tweets. Sometimes it's funny because you'll see some dumb shit and you'll reply to it that like, I think you might be saying some like dumb shit. What's up? But you don't know the person, so then they're like, who the fuck are you? Why are you talking? It's like, it's Twitter. I'm talking to you because I saw the shit you said, and it's Twitter, and you can just click and reply to anyone at any time. You could go on Barack Obama's Twitter right now and click on a post, and then look at all the replies to that post, and then you could just reply to any of those people, and like, none of you fucking know each other. So it's like a weird setup. It's not a supernatural way to communicate. The way I kind of conceptualize how Twitter actually works, because I think this is just kind of functionally what the site is like, is I guess like if you've ever played a video game where it's possible for a player to, it's kind of like I'm thinking like Death Stranding kind of has this or like Dark Souls. Say like in Dark Souls and Elden Ring's in it. You can leave a message, you can write a message somewhere, and then there's just this like random chance factor that other people who are in that area may see your particular message on the ground. And then there's like an interesting incentive system because you can appraise a message in Dark Souls, but give it a little like +1 number, and people see that number on it. And then depending on the game, potentially if your message gets appraised, you like can get a heal, or you get like an extra charge on your healing flask. So it's like, if you write a message that people really like and it's in a popular spot and it's getting appraised a bunch, you can have it be that you're playing the game and you're just getting like free, the game gives you a literal, you could be fighting a boss and you could be out of healing charges, and then you could get your message was appraised, and now you've got some more healing, and that could carry you through a boss fight. Like, you can literally get an in-game buff out of from leaving messages. And then that leads, people do a mix. They do useful messages, just trap ahead, invisible wall ahead, try fire, helpful stuff. It's very nice in Elden Ring when you're about to like step out of a place and you see a message on the ground that says like, beware of heavy bows, and you're just like, oh, okay, there's going to be some siege weapon launching like ballista bolts at me, so I need to be ready to book it when I come out of this place. Like, cool, thank you message. Especially the invisible wall messages. But then people also, because you can just get upvotes for anything, people write all sorts of funny messages, and that's cool too. If you've played Elden Ring, you can because you can only use certain terms, so you're very limited in that sense. That's, I think, a pretty interesting constraint that the games do. If you could just write whatever you want, I don't know what people would be writing, but it's a lot easier to be abusive. Like, because with the preset messages, I think the most you can do is just write dumb, funny stuff. So Elden Ring has it where one of the terms you can use is pickle, and I don't know why. I don't know what in the game would actually be referred to as a pickle, but everyone in the community just seems to use that as a synonym for dick. So just anytime there's a dead body with a corpse, like a corpse in a corner of a dungeon with an item you can get, there'll just be some message right next to its hips that just says, try pickle. Just like, try fucking them, and with just it's dumb. But it's kind of fun. I mean, it can be funny, depending on where people put the message. Anyway, then, but so that just whole nature of it's like very kind of random. It's just people put messages down, and then other people may or may not see them, and then they may or may not upvote them depending on if they like the message based on whatever their fucking criteria is. Because people get annoyed by messages too. Sometimes there's a cliff edge, and if you go off the cliff edge, you'll just fall and die. And there will be 6 messages on the ground that say, try jumping, item ahead. And it's like, just, no, there's clearly not. There's not even. Because people just lie. And sometimes that's funny. It is sometimes funny. But sometimes it's also just very repetitive and unoriginal. But I view Twitter's kind of like a version of that. Just people post stuff, and you can follow people, and then you have a feed of all the people you're following, but then all the things they're doing. But then, other people could be replying to and you can jump and follow, and you can quote tweet people. So it's like you're making a tweet, but it's a quote tweet. So your tweet is directly referencing someone else's tweet. So sometimes you see a tweet that you think is like fine, and then you see it has a bunch of quote tweets, and people are having reactions in the quote tweets, either positive or negative, and you can like follow, you can go down that rabbit hole of all the people, and I view it's all kind of value morally neutral to some extent, but it's a very chaotic, weird system that doesn't really have any like handrails or guardrails to promote people engaging with it in a certain way. It's very just meant to just grab attention and just grab at some of the monkey lizard parts of your brain that are just, oh, people are saying stuff. Oh, it's real. It's happening right now. It matters. We're talking to people. This is dialogue. It's real people, and we're interacting, and we're saying stuff. I don't know what my broader point is with that. Just mentioning Twitter. I know. Okay, I started with the whole thing where just people. I guess I got on this. This is going to be the habit with me. I'm gonna string together a lot of things that are semi-related to just try to. That's how I fill out my points. It's how I think about things. My speech is a very frank reflection of what my actual internal thinking is like, for better or worse. Personally, I'm pretty happy with it, but yeah. So the miscommunication, the misinterpretation, because definitely I've seen on Twitter, I've seen in a million other places. I mean, any sort of just political discussion, just any kind of forum. You see on like video game forums where people get really weird and defensive about. God forbid you don't like a game that whatever forum you're on or whatever like group is seeing the thread you're on that they all really like that game. Like God forbid if you don't also equally like that game. People just get weird about stuff, and sometimes it's poor media literacy. I think media literacy is a hard thing to judge, but sometimes it's how does someone not liking a thing you like constitute a personal attack? If the person's saying that anyone who likes this thing is dumb and has bad taste, then okay, then it's a bit of an attack. But if it's just, I could see why people like it, but it wasn't for me. It's like somehow people will get offended. Like, well, what didn't you like about it? It's like, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. There's too many things in this world. No one's going to like all of them. There's a million hobbies a person can have, and I don't have 99% of those hobbies, but like, it's fine. Someone wants to build model trains? Fine. Someone wants to do bird watching? Fine. Someone likes to go surfing? Surfing's kind of cool. I've also never surfed, and I have very little interest in it. Like, it's cool, it's neat, but like, I don't want to fucking do it, and I don't live near a beach for it. And I just personally don't care. But that's not a knock on surfing. That's just me. I'm a person who doesn't surf, right? Like no one who surfs should be offended by that. Most people don't surf. And so this kind of miscommunication, when it's on things that aren't particularly important, then it's just annoying. But for stuff that is a bit more important, like political conversations. I don't know how much I should look at my webcam, or sometimes I got OBS on my other screen, so sometimes I'm looking at OBS. It's just, staring at the webcam always just feels a little weird to me because I'm not really looking at anything, it's just a webcam. It's like you can hear my voice no matter where I'm looking. I got a wonderful, wonderful fluffy cat sleeping literally right below my hand here. I got a wonderful, cute, adorable cat. So sometimes I just like to look at him because sometimes his ears or his paws twitch when he's sleeping, and that's just like adorable. Oh, you can see him breathe. So cute. You know, I feel bad if I say that and then don't even show that I've got literally there's the boy. There's my my profile picture. It's my kitty cat. With the miscommunications, man, it's a big problem because it makes it really hard to even start to actually discuss things. You know, if you've actually not some hoity-toity way, but just if you do a bit of just studying like on politics, just yeah, just in like a generic sense, right? Like if you took a poli-sci 101 class where you like thought and read a textbook that just described kind of basic, pretty unobjectionable, neutral, like fundamental things about like what politics among humans is and how it's tended to work and change and exist throughout like history and time. You can't help but find that a lot of political discussion that happens is fucking nonsense. And everyone has their biases, so I mean, some of mine will be clear to see, but it's especially in America, it's just people will hear about something, some new issue, and they'll get really emotional and worked up about it, and they won't like recognize how their emotionality is kind of like short circuiting their actual critical thinking. And they'll get real worked up about it, and they'll, you know, follow and listen to whoever it is that's talking about this thing that has grabbed, like emotionally grabbed their attention. And, you know, that's how people get kind of pulled into certain circles. And, you know, that's not inherently some wrong or bad thing. I mean, it makes a very natural bit of sense that if you find a source that you think is some sort of resource, you know, it could be a particular like publication or a particular like writer or like content creator who looks at this, you know, or just particular, you know, like I happen to personally like quite like Bernie Sanders a bunch, and I have reasons for that. But it means that like if Bernie Sanders does something, like I've got it built up that I like this guy and that I agree with him on stuff, and I tend to be like pretty, you know, just like morally, personally, I tend to like support things he does. You know, he like shows up at union strikes and like walks the picket line and like talks with the union reps and organizers and the people and like shows support to them. And I think that's a cool, good, helpful thing that he does. And so, you know, it's natural that I pay a bit more attention to what Bernie Sanders does than like a lot of other random senators. Because then there's senators where if I hear about what they're doing, I tend to hate it. So it's I'm not going to learn anything. It seems like I'm not going to learn anything really by looking into what they do. Or if I do look into it, I can end up coming to a judgment of like, okay, this person has views I think are like really bad and crappy, and I'm opposed to them. You know, it's like people, you know, somewhat you only have so much time, and no one can learn everything. Even if it's just on one particular subject, it's almost impossible for someone to learn anything. So it's a natural human thing, but then it for political stuff, it's like speaking a bit. You know, I'm speaking a little bit generically, so I'll just pick like a specific example because I've got my political ideas, and I'm really not being shy about them. So I mean, hey, if you want to call me biased, I mean, try making an argument too. I'm aware I'm biased. I try to still think about things logically. Being biased doesn't mean you're being wrong, because then people get into this weird thing where it's like you don't like Trump and you don't like Trump because you're a liberal, and that means you're biased. And it's like, well, what if? I mean, that it's like if Trump did something that was actually bad and they still didn't like. I mean, then it's they could be their bias could be affecting things, but that bias can also just to some extent be a reflection of what their own like values and judgments are. So I mean, like personally, I've become I would definitely say I'm very biased against Trump. I would also say that I think I can defend that pretty well because I've listened to Trump and I think he's very unintelligent and very self-centered, and he's definitely like a kind of person that I really don't like and that I view as harmful. So like I'm biased against him, but it's also there was the FBI raid recently and like they found the documents they were looking for and those documents were in the place the FBI thought they would be. So like it's not a bias thing there. It's like, oh, like I guess the FBI like got their shit on him and he was screwing up. It's stuff like that should be. It shouldn't really matter what your bias about Trump is. There's just like an objective thing that happened there, right? You'd think it. I mean, I say this. I mean, because I know right wingers are all have. I've seen a lot of right wingers trying to do what they can to try to spin this whole FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago thing, and I think I said this in one of the earlier streams, but I view like the truth or just being factually correct as like a real power multiplier on what you're actually arguing, or just it's like the only solid foundation. You have the foundation ultimately has to be that you're correct about things. If you're not correct at the foundation, then anything you build on top of that can just easily end up crumbling, and probably should, because it's on a bad foundation. And so from what I've seen, from what right wingers are trying to defend Trump with regarding the raid, it honestly just seems they don't have anything. They don't have anything. They got to make up and craft an excuse because there's not a good one that naturally shows itself. Seems like the guy just broke a law like an idiot because he's an idiot and he breaks laws all the fucking time because he's an idiot and just also kind of an immoral, self-centered, narcissistic person who doesn't care about other people really. That's my bias, but it's also like I mean that's what he fucking does. So how much do you want to argue about it? But but yeah, I mean I think in some ways it's tricky to assign like what's the more important or what's like causing more of the problems or what's the because things get really interconnected. I think people sometimes miss that too. That just things can get really interconnected, and you can get feedback loops where just things keep building on each other. Where it's like it doesn't matter which thing was there first because they both amplify each other. Because let's let's see. Because yeah, I mean, there's a whole kind of starting from like laying out just the groundwork, like how far down do you want to go with like the groundwork to build up to your point? Because it's like when someone has the same kind of groundwork, then it's like, okay, cool, you can just start at where the point is, and they'll be able to meet you right there. It's like if you have two professionals on a in like a career, then they can have very different kinds of conversations with each other than they could with a lay person who doesn't know much about like what their profession deals with. Right. So it's like, I deal with networking, and it's like I like explaining and talking about networking with people who don't know things about networking, because I like explaining it. I think I generally can do a pretty good job of like sharing and spreading useful info, or like, kind of explaining and teaching things. But then it's easy to imagine that if I'm talking to someone else who also knows a lot about networking, then we can start like talking about actual like new things or developments, or like things we'd want to see in networking, or like issues or problems we have with like certain companies or standards or practices in networking. And a layperson can't do that because just they don't know, and that's not a fault of them, because if you're not doing anything that's really related to computer networking, I mean, how much would you know about it? And there's no reason for you to. Just like I don't know much of anything about carpentry, on account of I don't do carpentry. I'm gonna very quickly just look at my phone, because I think I have a delivery. And oh, they are. Hey, baby, the delivery is outside right now. So, okay, this is going to be a very quick, or I'm just going to take a break from the stream, guys. I'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm going to mute my mic. I got to go get groceries. Okay, picked up the delivery, and I'm actually going to very quickly pour myself alcoholic beverage. Yeah, we got one. Yeah. It doesn't disappear what I said, baby. We still have plenty to eat. And I'm not muted, so I guess if you say anything, know that you're live on YouTube.
Well, all right. Hello.
Shabbat shalom. Coffee makers, man. Okay, back for real. And yeah, I mean this is like I'm saying, and like I'm indicating. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, excited when all those bags got dropped off. Those crinkly bags, so you can rub his face on. Make him smell like him. No. He likes going on my desk, and it's very cute. But that is absolutely gonna fuck up the stream if he sits on my keyboard. I don't have a lot of room on my desk. I got his thing right here. So he's right here. He's right here. And you could go sit on the beanbag chair with the other human who can actually sit with you right now and isn't doing isn't busting on billionaires. Bud. His name is Bud. That's the name we adopted him with. It's not a weed reference. I think of it. It's just like he's like a pretty little plant. He's like a little bud sprout. He was 4 when we adopted him. How old is he now? He's like 10, going on 11.
No, he's not good. 9 going on 10.
He's 9, going on 10. So we've had him for more than half his life now. Where's Forever Home? Okay. Gonna get feisty. I don't need to get bit on the hand. Yeah, that image too, man. But yeah, just this stuff's important, and it's across the human public. It's there's really not it's not standardized what like understanding people have. It's it's one of those things that's like really good about say public education and having those kind of minimal educational standards because don't often think about this stuff, but if you go back in time 200 years, it's like most people can't read. They just fucking can't. They just never learned how to read, and so they can't read, which is just wild when you just think about, in terms of like jump starting your own knowledge. Like if you want to like if you're like a poor kid and you want to teach yourself a skill so you can make money and contribute to society and take care of your family, probably one of the most easy, straightforward ways to do that is to like read some books on a subject so that you can like learn some stuff about how to do that job. And then, because I'll say with networking, because I mean, no one knows. No one besides people in networking know anything about networking. Networking's a little bit weird as far as like STEM things go, because I have a degree in networking. Technically, it's networking and system administration. But the thing with networking is that like most college, like there's not a lot of university programs, at least not when I was in college 10 years ago. There's not a lot of university programs that have any kind of focus on networking that could like call themselves a networking program. That's actually pretty rare. Because a lot of what the networking industry has had is there are certifications, and they're generally done by like private businesses. So you get interesting intersections there, because the biggest company that makes networking equipment is Cisco. They're international. Cisco, if you've been in an office, there's a very good chance you've technically have probably seen some Cisco access points. Or if you've ever been in a server room or any sort of like just networking closet, there's also a very high chance you've seen some Cisco switches or Cisco routers. They're a huge behemoth of a company. I do not work for them currently, but I have worked for Cisco at 2 different jobs in the past. They're yeah, if you ever see this logo, because they were founded out of San Francisco, so it's like the Golden Gate Bridge. That's the logo. And they're an okay company. I don't like capitalism, but like, I'm not going to inherently like shit on Cisco. Though when you're a networking person, there's definitely shit you can talk about Cisco. They're not perfect. It's a company. They gotta make money. They gotta keep making new stuff. They gotta sell the new stuff. Yada yada. But a big thing Cisco does, and it's one of those, it's a capitalist thing where it helps feed into their thing, but Cisco does offer a bunch of certifications, and they have learning courses, and they have like study material and books on those for like those various certifications. They have them at like different like kind of difficulty levels, and they also have them covering. It's like routing and switching is kind of the default. If you were going to get one Cisco certification, you'd go for one of the RNS routing and switching ones, because that's like the OG one. That's like the first one they came up with, and that's kind of like the most core. But then I think they've got 6 or 7. Maybe it's changed. I haven't kept up in a while, because I haven't kept up with my certifications because I have a job and it like doesn't fucking matter to me anymore. It doesn't matter to my job anymore either, so like I really don't care. But I did get my CCNA routing and switching when I was doing an internship my junior year, and I was actually like interning at Cisco. It was a paid internship, and I studied for and took and passed my CCNA, which is kind of like again, it's hard to evaluate. I guess if I was going to just spitball, if you were someone who didn't know anything about networking, if you were studying like really seriously for like 4 to 6 months, you could probably get a CCNA then. But I'm saying like 10 or 20 hours a week of studying for several months, and then you could get a CCNA. And then the joke is that if you have a CCNA, you're now qualified to turn the machine on. Like it's still, once you're actually on a live network that just has, if you're in a data center that has like 10,000 different things that are all working together and working at once, and that all sorts of different people and businesses are paying money to be reliable, it's like, okay, it can be really overwhelming. Your CCNA but it's a great foot in the door. But so just networking's one of those interesting things where it's a very kind of STEMmy field. I guess it's got a bit of a in comparison to my point I was just making about like being literate. Fuck, I got distracted by the thing. That just if you're literate, if you know how to read, then you could get a CCNA study book, spend a few months reading and practicing that stuff. Go pay. It's not. It costs money to take a. It costs money to take a cert exam, but I don't remember what the cost. It's not crazy. In so much as it costs money, it's like $1 or $200. So it's like it's enough. You don't want to YOLO that stuff, and you gotta like go to a place you gotta go to a testing center. So it's I don't know how you cheat. I never cheated. People be cheating like crazy motherfuckers on those things. That's always just a problem with tests. If the test determines what you can get, then I mean people are gonna just try to get results on the test because yeah. But like that requires literacy, and literacy requires that people had time dedicated to teaching them literacy. That's why it's the whole thing in the past, like under monarchies and stuff. It's like the only people who would be literate, it'd be the like kings, lords, and rulers. They'd have some degree of literacy because they like genuinely need it to do their work. You have like various whatever kind of like advisors or ministers or like political positions exist. Those people probably all learn how to read because they need to be able to write and read like letters and be able to like write and read down like what laws or just what like histories or accountings of things are. And then you'd have some like various like professionals may know some extent of reading. If you're like a banker, you probably need to know how to read so you can like keep track of it and understand your records. But then you get into stuff where like you could be a blacksmith and not know how to read. There were plenty of blacksmiths didn't know how to read, or like they just knew how to read numbers because that was the main. I'm ordering, I'm ordering this much amount of like iron ore from the mine to come and be delivered to my smithy. I forget what that is, right? But like you could be a blacksmith. You could be like a high tier blacksmith who's making swords on demand for royalty and lords, and you could not know how to read. You could get the children's nursery, the duck at the pond, and you could not know what the fuck it says. And public education is something where it's a standard that like we can have signs on the streets and like in order to be a driver, right? Think about how those things where we can design our system of driving around being literate because we try to, I mean, there's literacy issues in every country in the world, but people fall through cracks, but like you have to have some amount of literacy to like to practically be able to drive a car. The signs have colors and shapes too, but like if you're on the highway and you're trying to find your exit, like you need to be able to read what the name of the exit is. Like even when I was in Japan and it was like I couldn't read the Japanese characters, but if you were on the train, they would usually have at some point either alternating or next to it, they would also have the Japanese name of like the station, but they would have it written out with English lettering. So that way, anyone who's not a native Japanese speaker could at least see that, like, oh, it's that station. Okay, that's the station I need. I can see those letters. That's that station. That's the street. That's the intersection where the thing we want to go to is at. But but then with all the political stuff, and it's just general concepts of reality. I won't get into it here, but just if you paid any attention to American politics, it's if like I don't like Hillary Clinton. Yeah, I really don't. Not partial to her in any way. By my billionaire busting standards, I mean she doesn't meet my standards of like a person I think is very good. But like if someone seriously believes that she's like going to satanic rituals to like drink the blood of children. It's like the Venn diagram between me and that person. It's like where is the overlap? Like where do we even? It's like when you read about like racism's always horrible, but you ever sometimes you read like you see this in like the Borat films. Like saying the first Borat film, where just sometimes the old timey racism can be like really because just you as a modern person you just know so much more. Where it's like just you gotta like check yourself to be like, so wait, they think Jewish people have horns, and it's like have, have they just never seen Jewish people? Like what? We're like how the like think how much stuff you have to not know to think that Jewish people have horns, right? There's 1,000 levels on which that's wrong. Like level one, nobody has horns. Just nobody has horns in the first place. Like it's already a weird thing to think, right? That's why this it has to be like the old timey racism. Because if you try telling like a kid that nowadays, like even even like modern day anti-Semites in America, say like in America, they're not going to talk about how Jewish people have horns. It's just, we're on Google, right? We're on Google. We got the Google images right now. It really tells you how much of bigotry is based on people just having literally no exposure and just hearing shit and just hearing stories about other people. Because, yeah, Jewish people, right? It's really, why the I don't know why Donald Trump was number 2 and 3 pictures. Okay, yeah, Netanyahu's an asshole, but just as we can see, I don't like this particular individual whatsoever. My understanding is that he is a Jew, and as you can see, no. Oh well, actually, I guess where my webcam is. As you can see, no horns. Right, that kind of racism is like hard to even get off the ground in a lot of places these days, right? But like, you just gotta imagine that you could go back in time 500 years, and you could talk to some Bavarian peasants in central Germany and just ask them like, "Hey, know that like Jewish people have horns?" And they'd just be like, "Yeah." And it's like, no, you fucking don't. You don't know that, you fucking idiot. What the fuck? Like, how many steps? How many things have gone wrong? Like, how many mistakes have to be made? It's like with certain like disasters. I know with like disasters that are in a like with ships or airplanes when there's like an airplane crash that like with certain historical examples you can like look and because the airline industry really does hate it when there's horrible deadly plane crashes, so that's why they are generally like less common and less bad nowadays because it's a real bummer for their industry if people think they're going to die on the airplane. But like there are accidents from like the past where there's like 8 things that went wrong, and it's like if any one of those things either hadn't gone wrong or like someone had like properly done a corrective procedure for that thing, then like the accident couldn't have happened. Right? I know just some example off the top of my head I could find about it. I think it was like a plane crash in the 70s where it's like 2 planes like were on the runway and ran into and just like they were on opposite ends of the runway and they both tried taking off at the same time. So they just like slammed into each other in the middle of the runway, and like 400 people died. Like literally, almost everyone on board both planes just fucking died because these 2 planes just went full speed at each other. And it's like it was extremely foggy that day. If it wasn't extremely foggy, the pilots would have just fucking seen each other, and air traffic control would have just seen them, and like. Because it was so foggy, the like radios weren't working very well. So the radio communication was really shoddy, and because and then there's like a standards change that happened where they weren't properly really accounting for how shoddy the radio communication was being in those conditions. And it's like if you took a pilot who was trained after that event and put them in the same scenario, they would get the radio information much more consistently figured out, so then they wouldn't screw up the thing. There's technology improvements. Like all the planes have, tracking devices in them now. So the air traffic control would be able to see that, like, hey, that plane's going somewhere on the map that, like, it shouldn't be going there yet. Like, what are you doing? And like the pilots would be able to see that kind of stuff too. And those things like didn't exist in the 70s, I think, when this happened. So yeah, all right, that'll kind of relates to my point. I guess I've been going for an hour here, which is a great amount of time, but in lieu of that, we should actually do we do what the billionaires won't. Let's see. So yeah, we're still under a financial emergency.
Buddy.
Yep. Okay, it's my cat's feeding alarm because it's 4 o'clock. So it's time for him to get fed. So okay, so this sounds like they got a sick baby. Let's get ready to, it's capitalism is important because it's like really innovative. There's like all this great innovation that happened. Insurance companies. Yeah, these insurance companies are like skimming all sorts of money off on the medical process, but the innovations in medical insurance are like really valuable and important, and I'm being sarcastic. Okay, okay. Well, it looks like this one, they made their goal, so okay, I won't read it. It's good for them, but if they made their goal, then you more power to them. But I wanna give money to someone who hasn't made their goal. Uh-huh. Okay, let's see. I'm seeing that Xavier got hit by a car. That sounds, that's rough. As most of you know, I don't, but hey, we're here. Stay strong, all right? Xavier got hit by a car on August 12th. He was airlifted to Las Vegas. When we got there, they told us Xavier had stopped breathing and had to be put on a ventilator. They did scans and show that he has a fractured skull, fracture behind his ear, fracture behind his eye, fracture to the right arm's wing bone, bleeding in his brain, fluid in his head, and bleeding in his abdomen, and has an infection. Pray he doesn't get a fever because that will stress his brain. There are surgeons on standby in case his brain continues bleeding. He hasn't opened his eyes and can't talk, but he's conscious, responding with movements. Susset and Anessa will probably need to be out of work for a while because it looks like X will be there for a good while. They're going through a very tough time. If we could help them with whatever we can while they're with Xavier, and so they can stay with him, it would be greatly appreciated. Even prayers. As we all know, Xavier is such a strong boy and such a fighter. Stay strong. Well, yeah. I mean, it sounds like and it looks like Xavier got hit by a fucking car. And curious if there's any updates. Okay, no, just sometimes you can, they can do like updates. So I know there was one where it was the kid who got like mauled by a dog, where there was an update that just like he was walking again. He wasn't like, thanks, I'm all fixed and cured, but it was like, oh, cool. We're not there yet, but okay, we're gonna bust a donation here. Like, I literally can't say this kind of thing enough times too, but it's the whole kind of core thesis of why I'm doing this. But any billionaire in the world, Musk, Bezos, Gates, Zuckerberg, there's at least a couple hundred billionaires in the world right now, I think. I don't know a lot of their names because I mostly just know the American ones. I'm gonna be learning their friggin' names. That's how this is gonna work, but any one of them could just completely rectify this family's trauma. And as I've indicated, I mean, I'm a leftist. I don't really like capitalism. So, I mean, my idea would be make our economic system such that resources are distributed a lot more equitably. Oh, I have to catch. Where are all the stairs at? That's all the stairs. Where are all the... Fuck you. God damn. Track Oh god, okay, it's like the donkey video now. It's all traffic lights. I don't know. No. Oh god, I must be answering wrong. Because it doesn't like the answers I'm giving. There's a car. There's a car. Stop. Stop it. Why are you doing this to me? Oh, gosh, these catch buzz, you can't. Are there cars? You know what? There's no cars left. Could you take the freaking donation? Holy hell. Okay. Mother of pearl. Okay, anonymous, $50. Just, you know, as I was, let's not have a tab called Jewish people just open all the time. We can close that one up. But again, just, you know, let's. Wow, I can smell. What's Zuck at? 62 billion. He must be working really goddamn hard. Right? Like, why does anyone believe these lies anymore? It's stupid. Do you think the King of France worked 1,000,000 times harder than anybody, and that's why he had all that money? Grow up. That's me. That's me where I'm losing my patience, and I'm just like, you know, feels like, what's the way to put it? It's just because you've grown don't mean you're an adult yet. We got a lot of fucking children walking around in big old bodies, but, you know, the brains inside are still a goddamn child's, given how they seem to interact with and perceive the world. And, you know, I want us to all be better. A rising tide should lift all the boats. I want to raise the floor, because the higher the floor is, then the higher we all are. It just makes sense. So, but okay, since, you know, we just helped Xavier in, okay, it's from Arizona, but he got airlifted to Las Vegas. But okay, I mean, that can, I mean, Las Vegas is in Nevada for anyone who's not like American. Because I cannot blame people who aren't American for not. I mean, that's fine. I mean, the average American is like completely, absolutely dog shit at world geography, which ends up causing weird problems too. Because you can sometimes find where just people have weird, dumb political opinions, and it's because they think like half the world is America, and it's like America's like 4% of the world. You need to fucking check yourself. You know, there's like 180 million Japanese people in Japan. Like, you gotta. World's bigger than a lot of people think it is. But since we were just dealing with all the catchpa BS there, for fun. Oh god, I can't. It's not a real word. Wow, there's a 7-year-old donkey video, but it's a funny video and it's 2 minutes. So we're just. This is what was going. This video was playing in my mind when I was dealing with the 5th layer of the catchpa there to make a charity donation. To take my money. I'm trying to give you guys fucking money there. Come on.
Everything appears to be in order here. Oh god, Capska. Do I type the numbers and then the letters in the background that I can't even see? Do I?
I'm not gonna talk over it.
No
It's
one.
just a video. We're
Thank you.
Billionaire Buster.
Thank you. This is much
Enjoy the
more
break.
clear. Thank you for this Capska. Okay, I can actually make this one out. This is clearly Bojkin Novin with a 3. What? Oh shit. Okay. Train. Well. This could be train. You know, I can see that. This could be... Okay, clearly the car goes right here. Oh, God. Can't they just use real words and then squish them into the corner so that... Oh, God.
This is Metroid music. I love it.
What? Shit! No! Fuck you! What? It changed it! I hit a phone now and it changed it! Oh, my... It didn't even spell Capska right. You animals!
Crop.
Mm-hmm.
North.
Mm-hmm.
The split. 加盟する方向で準備が進んでいます。このハード条約なんですが、A という元々
Why? It's making me beat the whole game with the keyboard control. I can't do this. To draw a pixel perfect recreation of the Mona Lisa. Okay. Nuclear launch. What? Come on, Dutch, you son of a bitch. It's got color in it. Color in this fucking hole. This is my masterpiece. This is the one that they'll remember me for. Nuclear crisis diverted. You are now registered to use Club Penguin.
Oh yeah, I'll get that one a like. And yeah, I guess with this channel, I'm signed in. This is the Billionaire Buster YouTube, but it's only subscribed to Vosh. But you know what? We'll subscribe to Donkey because I've been liking on my actual like personal channel. I think I've been subscribed to Donkey for like 8 or 9. I was watching Donkey when he was making mostly like League of Legends videos. The guy's funny. The guy's a good guy. He's funny. And actually, so related to YouTube. Wow, Billionaire Buster is streaming? That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. Yeah, since I'm only subscribed to 2 channels now, it's like I don't know what the hell it's the you know, when you're used to looking at YouTube on your own account, and then you look at like just what default like nothing like no account YouTube is, it's just what is even going on? What is even? It's like some of these aren't even in English. It's crazy. Wait, what? What? So I'm gonna just not, because it will engage me with engagement forever. If you haven't noticed, I am running ad blocker, and I encourage everyone to run ad blocker. I don't try to make money on the stream, and I run ad blocker. I mean, some websites are like disgustingly unusable, and then you turn on the ad blocker, and suddenly it's an actual functional website again. You know, Jiminy Criminy. Whenever I use YouTube on my phone, I'm like suddenly, because whatever it is, the ad block, I got uBlock Origin. That's the good one. Like, I don't get video ads interrupting me on YouTube, which is so much nicer for using the site. So then I'll watch something on my phone, and every 10 minutes there's a friggin' ad, and the beginning and end of every video there's an ad, and it's always just the dumbest shit. I sometimes wonder about the advertising industry, because I don't know who these ads work on. Right? Like, I don't even... It'll be like a 7-second ad for Progressive Insurance, and I'm just who are there people signing up for insurance that way? I don't know. They keep spending money on the ads, but I don't know. Anyway, for all the more serious topics I was kind of on earlier, I'm realizing I'm gonna recommend a YouTube channel or two. We won't do a video watch. That's definitely something. Doing some like video watching streams, we can. There's gonna definitely be a thing that happens at some point, because that can be kind of fun. I mean that can be pretty fun. But in related to the whole biases and miscommunication and just like understanding people and understanding yourself and trying to have a logical, like rational conception of the world and your place in it, there's a channel I like that's been around a while. It's only got 62 videos, but you know what? Every one of those videos is like, it's gold. This guy, Theremin Trees. Actually, yeah, you can read. This is an adult-oriented channel that explores issues around abuse, manipulation, dogma, and systems of undue influence. And so if I'm recalling correctly here, because I think I've I think I've seen all of this guy's videos. He's been making videos for, you can see some of his videos are from like 7 years ago. So he's been putting stuff on YouTube for a while. I think I remember like watching some of his videos when I was in high school. So probably like 10 years plus ago. But the kind of quickie summary from what I recall with this guy is I believe he is a licensed therapist. I think he wasn't when he started, because he's not like an old guy. I think he's probably just in his 30s at this point. And I think he was making these videos like he started a decade ago. So I think he was like in school or training. But I think he's currently a licensed therapist of some kind. So he makes references and has influence from his like actual work with patients and from weird and bad stuff he's seen like other therapists trying to do. Yeah, the therapy is important. Therapy can be really useful, but like it's it's human problems. Not every therapist is fit to serve, and that's that's a real problem. Then, but I think the other thing with him is he grew up in a like very religious household, and I think his mom, like, I don't know if she was officially diagnosed or something, but from every story he's ever told about his mother definitely sounds like she had like diagnosable narcissism. So like so imagine if your mother was an extremely selfish manipulator. That's cruddy. And Theremin Trees is a hell of a strong person because he's an advocate and he's like helping, and he had to start life on hard mode. He had to start life with some you get more XP, but the challenge is very increased. It's having a narcissistic parent. That's some real sink or swim kind of shit for a child. That's rough. But their family was also like very some kind of religious. I think it's like his dad. I think it's the kind of thing where his dad was a bit of like a passive enabler, like because that's the thing you sometimes see with narcissists, where it's like, well, okay, who stays with a narcissist? Like someone like me is never gonna be the husband of a narcissist because my personality and understanding and style, I would end up like sussing that stuff out, and that'd be a short relationship. So it's like you don't have two narcissists that get married together. You have a narcissist and then some kind of passive enabler who's like also a victim, but then they're also the dad. So you got this like where you got one parent who's a narcissist, and then one parent who's not going to really ever do shit about it, and that's a rough way for a kid to be. I never had that problem, My parents had their own issues and problems. They got divorced when I was like 10 or 11, but like my parents, they love me and my sister. My parents are, neither of them are narcissists. You don't have to be a perfect person to be a good parent. I can just imagine it's like just all the times I relied or needed or just benefited from like the love and support and encouragement of my parents, and then just genuinely wanting to see me like grow and like become a good person, be my best self. That's something my parents, like, I think they cared about when I was a kid. They they're nice and encouraging, and they're, as an adult, they're still good parents to me now because they're there. We're a relatively happy family, even if we're all living in like corners of the country at this point. But just so having a narcissist parent, that's rough, buddy. To quote Zuko from Avatar, that's rough, buddy. But Theremin Trees, he also has a brother, and I think his brother had a channel. I'm forgetting what it's called. I think his brother might not upload as much, but they had a thing where they was like really religious, and so one of their first things was like they like broke from the religious stuff like internally when they were like children, like they were like I think like 10 or 12 or something, and they started having like a lot of they were, if you know anything about atheists, it's like for the atheists who grow up in a religious family, a thing that can happen really often is the thing where they start asking questions about the religion and they don't get good answers, and they keep asking questions, and they either get a mix of people like shutting them down, which is not a great answer, or just continuing not great answers. And, you know, as an atheist, I mean, I think religion, like, kind of can't really provide good answers, so, but there's definitely plenty of, I've definitely seen plenty of, like, stories from atheists who were once religious, where they said that, like, a big step in their process was they, like, read their whole holy book, or, like, they wanted to understand their religion better, and they wanted to be able to defend and argue in favor of their religion better, and so they, like, read their whole holy book, and they looked into arguments, and then they ended up at, like, fuck. Turns out, you know, they did the research and they realized they were just wrong, and then they stopped being religious. It's a common joke in the, at least the internet atheist circles, where it's like the best way to deconvert a Christian is to have them read the whole Bible. Because a lot of Christians are just getting, like, the most, like, half the Bible is just, like, freaking boring, and not, I haven't read the whole Bible, because I'm not a Christian. I don't have to care. But it's like, people think the Bible is just, like, 2,000 pages of these, like, gems of wisdom from Jesus about how to golden rule it up and be nice to your fellow man. And then it's like, nah, there's just a lot of, like, weird stuff. Like, Lot's daughters got him drunk, and then they had sex with him so he could impregnate his daughters, and they were in a cave. And it's just like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Sodom and Gomorrah, they were gonna, like, rape the angel, and then the one good guy in the city was like, no, take my daughter instead. And it's like, what the fuck does that mean? What does that even mean? This isn't anything. This is just weird. It's like the Bible sometimes just... okay. If I go on the Bible rant, the last thing I'll just say is, especially if you read the Old Testament, if you imagine a lot of the Old Testament stories as a, like, abusive, narcissistic father trying to, like, justify the shit they do, you know, the whole story, what was it, like, Abraham and Isaac, where it's like, hey, kill your kid for me. No, just kidding. No. That's good, though. You passed the test, though, because you listened to me, even when I told you to do something horrible. Like, that's like, that's literal just abuser logic. Like, no wonder Christianity is rife with problems, and, you know, the church has continuing compounding fractal controversies about abuse and manipulation. Like, the whole story's fucking rotten from the start. Tips Fedora. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to feel, like, bad about the stuff you say when you're just like, I'm right. Why are you booing me? I'm right. All right, Hannibal Buress style. But we're not gonna watch any Theremin Trees videos today, but just, it's a good channel. I'd highly recommend it. It can be very, maybe you don't agree with everything he says. That's fine. Just, if you watch the videos, like, even if you somehow, I don't know exactly, because I think he's pretty reasonable. I mean, even if you disagreed with everything he says, it's at least, you're gonna, I mean, if you're disagreeing with what he says, then then you have to be thinking about it, at least. So, like, even that's valuable. And, I mean, I think the subjects it's stuff that, like, I think a lot of the subjects he touches are related to what I was saying earlier, where it's things where people get really, like, blinded by various biases, or, like, emotional things, or some of it's just, like, flaws in the human brain, and just as humans, just our limitations as, like, a social ape, where it's like some of his videos talk about cults, and it's just the way in which cults drag people in, because it's one of those things where, I mean, as much as it's like, it's very easy to look down on people who get dragged into a cult. Like, I get it, because cults are, like, really ridiculous, and, like, from the outside looking in, they're really obviously harmful. But, like, the tactics that cults inherently, like, naturally converge on as a way to, like, recruit and keep members are just psychological manipulation. You can do those same things outside of the context of a cult, and you'll still psychologically manipulate people. Because it's just ways in which the human brain works, and ways in which you can create an environment and limit someone's exposure to things that would go against what the environment is, and surround them with people who are all like pushing and seem to be with the same program, and it does things in a human's brain that gets people dragged into cults. And some of his videos deal with stuff like that. So I think as like a I guess I'd put it this way, I feel like if like every person in America watched all of these videos, it would actually legitimately like progress a bunch of problems, and like it would legitimately be like fuck going to therapy. Just literally watch every video this guy has ever made. Okay, 13 years ago is when he started. Yeah, okay, I was right. I was like watching some of these in high school. Just literally watch every video this guy has ever made, and you'll like genuinely be better able. You will have developed your understanding. I mean, let's just look at some titles or some thumbnails here. There's some good stuff here, Conformity, betting on affinity, preaching to the converted, transactional analysis 1, ego states and basic transactions, the impossible game, death, telling stories, how humble tales manipulate us, respecting beliefs, why we should do no such thing, bending truth, how adults get indoctrinated, grooming minds, the abuse of child indoctrination. That's the other thing where it can apply to anything, but it's especially with the religious stuff where it's just like, I guess I'll put it this way. Imagine a Christian couple, a mom and dad, and they have a 4-year-old. Okay? And they want to get their 4-year-old into Christianity. And there's things they can do, and you can imagine they probably managed to get their 4-year-old feeling the Christian fervor. Okay. Now imagine that same couple. And now imagine they're talking to a 25-year-old Japanese man who he holds some loose reverence for like kind of basic Shinto Japanese spiritualism, but he's like a lot of Japanese people where he's not spending like a particularly long amount of time. He sometimes goes he goes to like a shrine for festivals or things, and he'll leave an incense, and he'll say a prayer. He's thinking sometimes about the spirits, but it's not like a big deal. Okay. Now imagine that same parent couple, and they're trying to get this 25-year-old, very lightly Shinto, just general like Japanese cultural spirituality. They're trying to get that guy into Christianity. A lot less likely that's going to work. It's the whole, you ever notice that religious people, like they're not very good at converting people from other religions, you don't see a lot of, I'm not saying no one ever like moves over, but it's like once someone's, all the Muslims who are raised in Muslim families and are raised as Muslims, like they're not very good, they're not very receptive to being brought over to Christianity. And I mean, maybe that's rather telling, because, with stuff that's just factually true and correct, I mean, I just think I think the way I think it was I can't remember if it was Honda or Toyota, but if I'm remembering right, the way one of those Japanese car companies, the way they got started on cars, they were just making like other kinds of machinery and tech before. And I can't remember if it was Toyota or Honda, but from what I understand, I think what they did is they just like imported a Ford Model T. Yeah, they just bought one from America and shipped it over. And it's like it's like the start of like cars, like the Model T. And they just took the thing apart and cataloged what all the components are and how they seem to work, and did some test and work to just like make sure they had an understanding of how it all worked. And then they just started making cars off of them just copying like a dissected Model T that they bought. Like they just, because the Model T was a real thing that really worked, and it was, you know, in accordance with scientific like reality. So a Japanese company that had never made a fucking car before, you know, at a time when there's like, I think I was reading this somewhere too, where just the first car ever in Japan was like the royal family imported a car from, like, I think maybe America or something, but it's just, you know, the cars were a brand new thing, so no one in Japan was making cars. So the royal family imported a foreign car, and it's like there is now one automobile in all of Nippon. But like, because the thing works, and because if you understand it, you can just do it, they were able to just import a Model T, chop it up, and then start rebuilding their own. And then it's like, that's how the Japanese auto industry got started. They just copied what the American cars were doing and started doing that, because they had the same factory and engineering and industrial facilities that were necessary to make cars. They just hadn't gotten to that idea yet. So when someone else got to that idea, they just yoinked it right over. And I say good for them. I don't give a shit about like copyright, or I mean, it's like 100 years ago too. So like, really, who cares? But I say respect to them. Why reinvent the Model T when you can just buy one and do that first? Yeah, debunking prophets, creating sickness, recovering from religion. That's a good one. How dogma pollutes discourse. Oh wait, Qualia that's his brother. So I think his brother is like co-creator on some of these. Copying enemies, the after effects of abuse. You know, there's a lot of, it's like, it's good stuff. You know, not just, don't just accept it uncritically. Think about it, but it's like, I find the vast majority of the material here, it makes sense. And if you try to, you know, take the lessons that it's presenting and you try to apply them to your own life, or just try to analyze them in real situations that you observe and find yourself in, I found that it works. It works. Doing this stuff is really effective, and you can cut through and cut out and just dodge and avoid a whole lot of BS. So, in relation to all the subjects I've been discussing, I mean, I recommend, it's like, you're talking about having like a standard throughout the nation for everyone to be able to like work off of and know that everyone has the same info. Genuinely, if everyone in the country, all 300 million plus Americans, just watched every one of these videos, like that would actually do a lot of good. That would actually be genuinely helpful to millions and millions of people. Yeah. So, let's see. It's been a little bit of time, so let's definitely do. Let's do another GoFundMe. Let's do another GoFundMe. Ooh, that's speaking to me. Please help wrongfully terminated worker. Hi, my name is Michelle. I am a ALU union organizer. I made this GoFundMe for my coworker and friend Sharon, pictured on the left. Sharon has been employed by Amazon for 3 years and is now being wrongfully terminated for a second time. Yeah, exclamation point for that. First termination, she fought for her job. This time Amazon will not give her job back. Amazon claims she had productivity write-ups that were never communicated to Sharon directly. Sharon is an ALU supporter and member, as she even traveled to Labor Notes in Chicago with much pride and enthusiasm. Please help out for monthly expenses. Anything helps solidarity. Yeah, I have, in terms of their employment practices, I've never heard anything I've ever liked about Amazon and how they actually are for their employees and stuff. I mean, people just literally die in their factories or like in their warehouses. So I mean, fuck Amazon. And fuck that. I mean, it ties all back into that. Jeff Bezos is profiting off of these people's blood, sweat, and tears. Like, what psycho crap that is. But yeah, so let's give Sharon a good 50. Cause yeah, union solidarity. You know those Starbucks unions. Those Starbucks unions are like taking off, and good for them. Union stuff in my lifetime, union activity was like really dead in this country, and I'm happy it's coming back. And it's really nice to see people just be a lot more aware of the power they can flex. It's like, yeah, just have you ever seen any of those TikToks of someone like just telling off their boss for all the BS they pull? Just know it's like that was always possible. People just didn't always think to do it, and there can be some real like good, useful results from that. And just I gotta do a catch again, but just the concept of standing up for yourself and fighting for your rights. It's oh, I didn't do a Facebook push for the last one I did. Okay, we'll do the post to Facebook for this one. And you know what? Since I forgot to do a Facebook push for Xavier there, let me pull him back up here. Okay, I don't know if I can. Okay, I'll just make a post. I'll just make a post of this link to just get the Xavier one on there too. This is the Facebook. I have no idea how much I'm going to use the Facebook, but I'm getting some of the trying to get social media accounts set up. I'm planning to have a Twitter going, and I'm probably going to get stupid on the Twitter and argue with people. That's my plan. That's my plan. I'm gonna do the don't go so hard that you get banned, because it can be really easy to get banned from Twitter if you start matching other people's horrible rhetoric and you just try to match it, and then like you both end up getting banned, and it's like, no, I was just saying all those awful things to them because they were saying awful things to someone else. And it's like, but I'm probably gonna make a Twitter account, and I don't know, just I don't pretend that it's cool to do or super impressive or anything, but just sometimes you can just ask people questions and they really won't they won't answer the questions, but it's like I think it's worthwhile to have that like question there for anyone who it's the Dark Souls messages where it's. Actually, a good comparison with the Dark Souls, because sometimes in Dark Souls, you'll see a message that just says, liar ahead. And it's like, and then you see there's like 3 messages about how there's totally an illusory wall you can break through. But then there's the message before that just says, liar ahead, no wall ahead, no attacking ahead. And it's like, you dude, you're the one really, these guys are trying to make people waste their time looking for a fake wall that's not there. You want to give your appraisal to that guy who's like, these guys are fucking lying to you. So you always gotta appreciate that guy. Hey, yeah, anonymous 30 minutes ago. Yeah, that was okay. Okay, let me actually put down. Went through properly. All right, let me see if I can edit this to say the Billionaire Buster name. Oh, I can do that. Okay, well that looks way better. Yeah, that looks way better than having it say anonymous. I'll have to realize it's handy having the whole name of this thing be 2 words. Means that I can do like first name, last name, when filling stuff out. And this is fun. So we're gonna go for a bit longer. Hear me, baby. You may have seen them in the corner of the screen. They're playing Rune Factory 5 on their laptop. Sounds like it's a pretty fun, good game. Personally, myself, I'm still working on Stardew Valley. I've been playing that on and off because I have too many games I'm playing, so I end up being on and off with some of them. But Stardew Valley is also a fun game, and Rune Factories and that kind of vibe. I mean, do your own research before you buy. But let's see. Yeah, shouting out Theremin Trees. I'm happy about that. Definitely his title kind of quote there. People who don't want you to think are never your friend. Just true, based, no lies detected. Oh, actually, I should subscribe to him too, because he has heard me talking about him. He's absolutely earned that. Oh, and I was going to mention another channel just to tie into the discussions. What is the Innuendo Studios? Has also, I think, made some very good content, more explicitly related to politics. The Theremin Trees stuff there is more about general, like, kind of human psychology and like sociology and all that kind of stuff. But for Innuendo Studios, the big thing I'd recommend is all the alt-right playbook stuff. So introduction, control the conversation, never play defense, mainstreaming, ship of Theseus, death at euphemism. Yeah, his videos in general are all good. But the alt-right playbook videos, you go high, we go low, that I think is in terms of me having criticisms of liberal politics and having criticisms of like Obama and more centrist liberal politics, this video I think kind of like really sells the case for where that kind of stuff is just like it's a losing strategy, and if it's not gonna get what you want done, what's even the point? Christ. Ugh. Man, he hasn't uploaded in 11 months. That sucks. I hope he's doing all right. I'll subscribe to him too. Get that Billionaire Buster's bump. We're gonna not affect his subscriber count at all. Hell yeah. So okay, let's see. Let's see. What do I got the Elden Ring desktop. It's all very nice. Yeah, because let's see, I did say I want to go a little longer. I know I'm like, oh, okay, but I was kind of trying to like wrap up the one point. Yeah, that's what happens when you do a stream and you don't actually have any sort of agenda or schedule put down. So let's see. I'm thinking it's in real time. I know. Press the right key on your keyboard. Skip ahead 5-10 seconds till I come up with something. Because yeah, I guess I'm running into my thing. Just all the stuff I want to talk about, I feel like requires a 5-hour conversation. So I don't just want to. I want to do justice to the things I bring up, which is not something I should necessarily even really be worrying about. But it's just it's where my mind starts from. It's one of my biases. I'm just fidgeting with my hand right now. It's not accomplishing a gosh dang thing. So it is kind of fun in the OBS. Just I feel like I don't know if it's necessarily childish. It's just very basic. That just as a human, I think there's just something kind of. It's like looking in a mirror. There's just something kind of inherently kind of interesting about being able to, through your own eyes, see yourself in like the way other people would see you. I know I've read about that with like the introduction of photography and like going to like groups of people that didn't have much developed technology and like taking pictures of them and then showing them the pictures of themselves and just this like weird kind of like look they would get because it's like the first time they've ever like really seen themselves the way they would look to other people. Like that's it. We're humans. We're very biased and focused on our sight. So it's having an actual good mirror to see yourself in can like it can be interesting. It can have a psychological effect. It can be positive or negative too. Some people hate what they see in the mirror. Some people maybe love it a little too much. But hey, it's I think it's generally a good thing to like your reflection, at least a little bit. Shouldn't be put off by your own reflection. Golly, that would sure sound sad. All right, here's what we're gonna do, because I'm struggling. So we're gonna do. I'm gonna do an ARAM. I'm gonna do an ARAM in League of Legends, and I'm gonna try to talk about just something, and then we'll do one more donation, and then I think that'll be where I cap things off. I'm definitely gonna try to keep these. I think I want to keep the Friday night for now. Still, I know this one's on Saturday, third stream episode. Edition, whatever doing. I'm happy I'm not popular enough that I don't know how to play League of Legends and like not have my account name be visible, but I'm also not so popular that because if you've ever seen it, I can't remember if League's like introduced stuff that like helps make this less of a problem because I'm not like super paying attention to League nowadays. But it can be funny sometimes just when you see a League streamer and they're in their account, and you can just see that they have like 10,000 friend requests, and just the whole time they're playing, there's just every 5 seconds someone is trying to add them as a friend. Okay, let's see. So our team is all damage, no beef, but do I want to reroll from Kai'Sa? Because I feel like Kai'Sa's a good champ. I don't have any Kai'Sa skins. I don't really ever spend all that much money on League, so all the skins I've had are mostly from just getting them from stuff. Let's see, we got 2 marksmen and a Yi, so I'll go with AP. I'll go with the AP Kai'Sa. I have no idea what I want to do on Kai'Sa. Who knows how this will go? League's it's a real-time multiplayer game, so I don't even know how much I'm going to be able to talk. But the thing is, at the end of this, we're going to give some money to someone who has a problem that money can help solve, and that makes me a better person than all the billionaires. I'm a better person than Jeff Bezos. I feel confident in that. I will stand and defend on that claim. I am a better person than Jeff Bezos. You, watching this, are probably a better person than Jeff Bezos. I won't say you necessarily are, because I don't know you, but given how much he's fucking the dog, as I like to say, you are probably better than him. And there's nothing wrong with recognizing that. It's not about... tearing people down is lame. It's not a good way to build self-esteem, but also you should, You shouldn't be afraid. You should be able to point out when the emperor has new clothes. That's the story. I'm making the allusion to that story. We're just this Bezos guy. This Bezos guy. He's not good. He's not good, folks. Think he's a loser. He's a real loser. All right, just the only thing Donald Trump is ever good for is insulting other people who are also like powerful douchey assholes. That's like literally the only good thing Donald Trump has ever done. In my opinion. What was it? What it's is it low energy Jeb, weird Elizabeth Warren. I think he called Bernie crazy, which doesn't work as well because A, I'm biased, I like Bernie, but also because Bernie's not crazy. He's just like a cool Brooklyn Jew. Hell yeah. But what was it recent where it was on a I'll try to find it after this game if I remember, but Trump was talking shit on, or not like on Twitter, I guess on his, whatever his Twitter knockoff safe space hug box is. He was saying something negative about Elon Musk, because I think Elon had said something negative about him. So Trump, but like the stuff Trump said about him, it was like, it was really mean. And it was like in a way that seemed kind of accurate, so it's like, it's like the one thing, where I'm not, see, that's where I think I can ignore my own biases a little bit at least, because as much as I actually genuinely really don't like Donald Trump, I can recognize that he totally dumpstered Elon. And I don't fucking like Elon Musk at all either, so I mean, I should really look at what my abilities on Kaiser are, because okay, no. What do I even do? Okay, I get movement speed, I'm ghosted, and I get attack speed. Okay. I launch missiles at targets that are nearby. Oh yeah, that's kind of fun move. It's in Teamfight Tactics. That was kind of like when they had Kaiza as like a 5 gold champion. It was kind of like that in the mix of her ultimate was what she did. I play a lot of Teamfight Tactics more than I play anything else because I'll just casually like play a game of it before I go to bed. Because it's just like, it's a really like easy game to play in that kind of way because it just goes. If you want to play Teamfight Tactics, by the way, you can get on like your phone or your iPad, get on the App Store, and you can just play that mode on your phone. You don't have to have a like main style League of Legends account. What? I haven't even looked at. Oh, okay. I have not looked at what the other team is. Aside from their set, because he's been on our face. Look at that. Caitlyn, Fiora. I feel like Fiora's not great in ARAM. Caitlyn is. Oh, they got Seraphine? Oh, shit. That's actually. I feel like I don't know for sure, because like I said, I haven't played much ARAM these days, but I feel like Seraphine would be an obviously. Okay, if no one wants to get the health relic, I will. So, my team comp has no tank. They've got a set who could at least be kind of tanky. Oh, that Misfortune ulti. Okay, that just lets me jump to an enemy. I don't know what was moving me there. I apparently didn't ult. Okay. Yeah, it's not about to be the most high tier play. I'm at the point of League of Legends where like I saw a new champ the other day. I was like casually playing with some friends, which I haven't done in a while. And there was a new champ, and I just literally hadn't even heard of them. I was just like, what even is that character? I don't even know. Okay, yeah, the guy. Oh gosh, Arsindra. You got Pokesered. Yeah, wow, okay, I flashed there, and I think I needed to. Spam them W's. Spam the W's. Well, okay, Seth had to go deep under the... Oh, that was Fiora. Fiora had to go deep under the tower to kill me, so that's a bit of a wash. I'm gonna wait to get my Ludens, because that'll really help my W damage. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. But I'm having fun, and it's a Saturday, so all I want to do is have fun, really. Oh, maybe some of that... You know, if I'm at full health, I should probably let other people get the minion kills. Well, that was crap. Yeah, I have less attack range than I think I do. You know what? If it wants me to build a tier, I'll build the tier. I have I have no idea what I'm doing on Kaiser, let alone doing AP Kaiser. How's my W hidden? Cool. I don't even know what to level second. Whatever. Oh, okay. Wow. I didn't see her, but that didn't stop me from killing her. Oh wow, we almost sniped her. But, she had super low health. So oh, did my W hit a minion? Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. Trying to accomplish there. Uh, Evidently dying. Dying seemed to be the main thing I was trying to do there, because that's what I ended up doing. I try to take the general philosophical approach I apply to life, and I do try to apply it when I play video games. So, like in League of Legends, you'll notice that I'm not getting mad at my teammates for saying they suck, because I don't know that they do, and I'm on a team with them, and I mean, hey, looks like I might be the one who sucks. So why would I talk shit? Just sometimes when you die, it's your fucking fault in this game. And it's good to be able to recognize that. Because that's how you can improve. That whole way I died there, like, that was all my fault. I could have just pulled back and then I wouldn't have died. Oh, that W does do a nice amount of damage. But yeah, okay, they can. We got this tower low though. We are. I I don't. Gee, okay, I don't even know what happened to me there. I felt like I was just like CC'd for a real long time. Maybe I was, but just I. Jeez. Trying to ult so I could like move out of there and have the shield. That didn't seem to happen. Yeah, Kai'Sa is definitely a frail character. Oh, nice. I hit someone with that. Oh, I killed Caitlyn with that. Yeah, eat it. Seraphine, you are just moving in a predictable path. It's one of those things you pick up on once you played League for a bit, and I mean I've been playing for 10 years, but the way people have to you have to maneuver around the tower, you can absolutely exploit that sometimes with people. See, and now they're coming in, but half their team's dead still, so it's like, okay, well now we need to move back, and we're still putting the pops on them. But yeah, that set is a scary problem for us because just we don't have a tank, and he's building kind of tanky. And he's building kind of fightery, but he's definitely he's not ignoring his durability. And just we're all a bunch of frail backliners except for Yi, who is also still frail. He just happens to be a frail frontliner. My W is, I think, the longest range move in this game, though, so... Okay, well, I guess actually you seem to have killed more of them than they killed of us. Oh, I was absolutely gonna jump on her if that hit. Oh, I wish. I'm okay. Wow, that was. I didn't realize I walked into a trap there. which is again, it's like that's just my fault. Wow, yeah, I know they did some item changes. It's not a bad item. What is Nasher's do? I'm gonna go for this just because, like, did I have like 2 charges of that and I just hadn't done it yet? I am not good at guys. Blah blah blah. I don't know why I'm saying that. Actually, you know, I do know why I keep saying that. Fuck you, Caitlyn. You're not gonna hit me. You can never damage my muscles. 555 gold. Hell yeah. Fuck. I hit a minion. Well, okay, we just kind of wiped their whole squad, so that's good. That's good when you pull that off. And I feed my Poro a snack. Can't remember if that does anything besides just being cute. Which is all I need, so... Okay, right. You have to have the stat requirement to boost your thing. Which, I definitely... If anyone else can do that, then it was definitely unique to Kaiser when she came out. Well, okay, I kind of just got... Blah. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that was a lot of just being in the set orbit. I think I want to get Nasher's Tooth next for the team fighting. For the sustain and a fight damage, now that I got some. Wow, my W's big enough to have a mini-map target. That's cool. Wow, okay, yeah, Syndra's gonna fuck you there. Yeah, I hit set. Yeah, Gore Drinker is damage and durability, and then he is, yeah, he's just all tankiness, so he's pretty beefy. And it's one of the, you know, it's, if you don't know, because I was playing ARAM, like, as soon as they added the ARAM map and game type, I was doing that stuff. But like the days before Snowball, tanks were a lot less viable and Poke was a lot stronger, and I do like that they added the Snowball, because that definitely made the change where it was just, at first it was funny because the Snowball did like way too much true damage. So everyone was just running Snowball because it was like 200 true damage as a Poke, which was kind of stupid. Gosh, I'm almost dead. I don't think I have anything that's healing. So I'm just going to hang back and spam W's. Because what else can I do? Well, I was at I'm at double-digit health now. Well, and I just killed that bitch. Hell yeah. Oh, I'm landing these. The Kaiser W is not hard to land. That's fun. I felt I felt like it was a good time to go AP. I mean, we have 2 marksmen and a Yi. We really didn't need we didn't need a 3rd marksman. Guys, come on. You guys know that no one was in that bush? Because I sure felt like I did not know that. Oh, okay. Crap, he got me with the... That was ultimate? Yeah, that was his ultimate. Okay, that hits an AoE. I mean, I was so frail, fucking anything was gonna kill me. But I did want to see if... I wanted to try to dance around him. I failed. He accomplished his thing more than me, but yeah, I want to try to dance around him. Because, yeah, 493 damage on my W. I mean, I think I've gotten like 2 kills from just throwing a W out and hitting someone who was at really low health on their back line. And I mean, that's fun. Oh, no. No. I just had enough gold. That sucks ass. Well, I did some damage and then I fucking died. Immediately. There. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna actually unironically get a void staff, because dude, Jesus. Set apparently just does not give a fuck about our marksman for whatever reason. Or he doesn't give a fuck about our physical damage, because he is all magic resist all the time. It is kind of fun though. I might do one more ARAM and then close out with a donation. ARAM, it's fast, it's fun. Wait, no, that was Dominion. What was that game mode even called? Was it Dominion? I kind of like that game mode. I'm pissed they scrapped it. That game mode was kind of fun. What? Oh, I'm so scared of the bush. I don't know why I wasn't being scared of the bush. I wish I could see how much damage I did before I died, because I died like a little shitter, which wasn't the greatest. It's anyone's game. Wow. Syndra. Yeah, our Syndra's good. 500 AP. Yeah, our Syndra. She's dying, but like she did work. She got a kill doing that death. Like that. Syndra's doing the work here. Let me in. Oh, my W and ultimate have the same range. That I guess makes sense. Because you gotta hit them with something before you can use your ultimate to killer instinct them. Oh, looks like I got some assist gold. I think my Ludens Echo hit a minion. Oh yeah, wow, I'm liking Kaiser. I am shitting out damage when I don't die. Ah, crap, he went in. Oh, did I just hit her for 800 damage? That's hot. That's hot. Yep! Yeah, I did. Get fucked. Well, okay, though, we lost Cinder there. That stinks. Oh god, okay, that sucked. I'm annoyed about that. That was a crappy W. Oh, he popping off though. Never mind. Oh god, oh, that was ugly. That was ugly. Oh, that was ugly. Stop the stream. That was a fucking ugly one. So about the billionaires, they kind of suck, right? Yeah. Honestly, I don't want the Manamune. I want something defensive. What is something defensive? Give me that Mercurial. I need. Yeah, I need a defensive item. I didn't really realize I was going full damage with the build. Ah, crap, I lost my Q bonus. Alright, fuck. Oh, okay, it doesn't. I don't think surrender vote matters. I think we're gonna lose here. Okay. Shite, shite, shite. Shite, shite, shite. I usually like to try to fight it out, but I mean, I could see that I'm not up for 20 seconds, so I was probably gonna watch us lose. Okay, that was fun. I'm gonna take a bathroom break. Do one more ARAM. And then one more donation to cap us off on. Stay tuned. Star Guardian Award. Wow. She's so pretty. I wish I was just like her. I'd have a super lit OnlyFans then. Let's play again. One more. Once more, unto the breach I go. Yeah, I got wheels under my chair. Okay, let's see. Yumi is definitely not a bad ARM champ. But yeah, alright, I'll play Yumi. Pack and exhaust too. Let's get some utility. Let's get some utility. All right. I got two marksmen I can. So I'll play you and me. We got a Rumble and an Annie that can engage. And got enough magic damage coming from everyone else. I guess I'm gonna try to build more support kind of items than doing like the like AP like Luden's Tempest again. Kind of Yumi. Because you can do that with a Q, okay, yeah, but I feel like we already got a Felios, a Rumble, and Annie. We don't need me doing magic damage too. It's better if I'm actually doing the supports. What do they have? They got Quinn, Vager, Lulu, Allie, Jace. Okay, they've got Alistar, so they got a properly tanky boy. And then they got a support and one burst mage. Their kingdom's kind of similar to ours, actually. That's kind of neat. We just don't really have a tank because like Rumble's melee, but he like needs to build ability power. What do you do? Oh, I'm gonna bust my Q up first. What is the mythic I want to go for? Really battle song. Imperial Mandate. Crap, I have no idea what to build. Do you even need boots on? Oh, I just. We'll get that Moonstone Reviewer. Okay. Fun thing with Yumi is I don't have to worry about my own movement as much. So maybe I'll talk a little more about the political. And I'm gonna heal him, and then he's gonna die anyway. And then I'm gonna jump on my Rumbaloo. And I'm not gonna talk about politics at all because I'm playing a video game. Ah, I hit you, Jace. No. I'm not particularly good at Yumi either, but just I can just hang out. Oh god, her E is so it's so much mana to cost the E. Right, okay, that's the first thing I need. I need some fucking mana regen. I'll eat the biscuit just so I can get the mana back from it. Because when am I going to run out of health? Wow! Oh, wow, that fucking sucked. Yes, take my 140 damage, Lulu. We'll see who cancels who. You woke moralists. Jordan Peterson just has fucking brain damage at this point. It's kind of funny. See, since I don't like him, it's funny that he's just literally fucking retarded now. Yeah, he was always kind of retarded, but now he's like super retarded. I just... God damn it, Lucian. No, don't go near the Vager. Fucking just don't. Jesus. You know, I'll auto attack too. Okay. We'll see who cancels who, Quinn. You've been canceled by the federal government of Yumi. I saw a meme edit I really liked where it was the Half-Life 2 intro when you step off the train, and they replaced the whoever it is that's who's the like traitor guy who's talking on the screen, and it was just fucking Jordan Peterson saying we'll see who cancels who. And I found that shit really funny. I'm not playing well. Well, you know what? I haven't died yet, so I'm not doing too bad. Won't beat myself up. See, that's the other thing about being rational. You gotta, like, also not beat yourself up. Huh, they pulled back. Wow, that's actually good decision making from them that they pulled back. Yeah, alright, first thing I'm buying is some friggin' mana regen. Just all items where mana and regeneration. Yes, sir. Yes, please. Kenny, I don't know why you went for that. I feel like we were not ready. My E is so much mana. Oh god. Okay, running. Running in the 90s. Da, 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 da. I've got my ultimate. Barely got enough mana to use it. That's right, I also was there to help kill him. Totes. Wow, wait, where did I get all this mana from? There's a lot of mana. Yo, where's she at? Oh, I was gonna exhaust her, but I didn't have the time for it. She disappeared. I got 3k gold. Shit. I exhausted her now. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the mana I need. Yumi's a cute character. It's just like a cat on a book. That's cute. It's friggin' adorable. Look at her. Oh, what a pretty girl. Just want to give her a little neck rubby. Well, yeah, I'm gonna blow up then. Whoops. Actually, maybe I'll go Shirelius as my mythic. And then we'll go for an Ardent Censer. Yeah, 10 mana regen per second. That's nice. That's hot. That's hot. You know, that Chris Rock Will Smith thing, as someone who actually likes Chris Rock, I thought, yeah, I thought Will Smith was like a real kind of weird, crazy douchebag there. 'Cause I like Chris Rock. Dude's funny. He's done a lot of good comedy work. It was a G.I. Jane joke. Like, I had to look up what G.I. Jane was. The fuck was Will Smith so goddamn mad about? How are you gonna be Will Smith and be mad? You're Will Smith. Your life's awesome. What does Will Smith not get to do that he wants to do, really? But that's all I'll say because he's not a billionaire, so I don't need to bust on him in the same way. Oh yeah, there Alistar recognizes that he should be a tank. Well, when my whole team is dead, it's no surprise that the Yumi dies as well. Not much I can do on that one. I might just sell my health potions. I'm like legitimately never going to use them at this rate. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh wow, I think they just barely missed us. Yeah, okay, I managed to get the Shirelius off and save that oh okay. Didn't quite save her, but for a little bit she was saved. Get some anti-healing. It doesn't. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, okay, Annie has it. Yeah, well, still. Not bad to have. Not bad to have on me. Man, he is fucking durable. Movement speed, layer the odds. Hell yeah. I would like to be not right here, right now. Thank you. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, Annie. Annie, are you okay? Thanks. Thank you, Lucian. Thank you for going so hard. Buy something that builds out of a fairy charm. How about that? And I'll spend 230 mana on my E. Painful. That missed. Blah. Yeah, I'll kill that minion. Oh, this is kind of shit. Yeah, that went pretty south. Yeah, that might just be GG. Oh man, I'm just not. Shite. Well, you lose some, you lose. It happens. Such is life. I don't know. I'd honor everybody if I could. I'm a con. With that though, let's do one more donation. I'm gonna spend some of my money, give it to other people, because they're people and they matter and they need yeah, they need help. Sympathetic to the Starbucks. Corporate fired me for being 2 minutes late to a shift. Renato Lim knows what's up. Corporations suck. Hell yeah. Preach. Only truth detected. Alright, we're gonna give Christy Sessa our last $50 donation of the day. Okay. And we'll do the Facebook post. So that makes it easy for anyone to join in. And there we go. So, oh, we're close to 3 hours. That's longer than I thought it'd be. And well, let's see. Is there something on YouTube I feel like just playing us off with? Probably not. Especially when I'm not. What are any of these videos? Yeah, okay, never mind. But I'm Alex. I'm busting on billionaires. I spent some of my Saturday giving away 200 of my own dollars because there's people who have problems and the money will help with their problems, and I want those people to not have those problems because I take a lot of inspiration from the Christ, and it's kind of like I'm Jesus, but I'm on earth now and I'm actually making donations, unlike Jesus, who just got ganked 2,000 years ago like a punk. But yeah, that was 4 donations today. Close to 3 hours. Played a little bit of gaming. Did a lot of political talky talk. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm looking forward to doing episode 4 next week. So farewell.